Good morning, everybody. I'm sat here in my cosy little glamping pod on South Uist Island. So I've just had some toast this morning and I'm going to go out now and I'm thinking of going across the road bridge to Eriskay, which is the most southern island in the group. So I'll catch up with you when I get there on the other side. The island of Eriskay is situated in the Outer Hebrides off the northwest coast of Scotland. It's approximately 3 miles long by 1.5 miles wide and is connected to the island of South Uist by a causeway. This causeway between Eriskay and South Uist was built in 2001. Before the causeway was here, the local people had to use a ferry to get between Eriskay and South Uist. This caused difficulties for local schools, medical appointments and jobs. The causeway is approximately 1 mile long, and since its construction it's helped stabilise the population of Eriskay and more families with children have moved to the island. Good morning everybody and welcome to the tiny island of Eriskay in Scotland. There's only 140 people live here. I'm going to go to lunch to the only pub and I think the only place that serves food on the island, so I expect that to be quite busy, especially because it's a Saturday. But for now I'm just going to take a walk along where the beaches are. I'm also looking out for the Eriskay Ponies. They're an endangered species of horse and their numbers dwindled to only a handful, I'm not sure how many, and they've got them back up again to a few hundred, but I haven't seen any yet. And there's one little shop on the island and I went to ask them and they said, oh, they're everywhere all over the grass. And I can see where they've been because they've been going to the toilet on this part of the grass, but I've not seen any of the ponies yet, so I'm hoping to see them today. And apart from that, there's just one or two other things of interest that I want to see, and then I'll be doing a loop back to the main village. There is only one village on the island, it is really small, so I'll catch up with you later on. So there are some interesting facts about Eriskay Island. This is the first part of Scotland where Bonnie Prince Charlie landed, and there is a plaque somewhere. I've not found that yet. The other thing I wanted to say about is if some of you have seen the film called Whisky Galore from 1949, it's a story about what happened on this island in 1941 during World War II, where whisky was rationed and very expensive. There was a boat that ran aground here on Eriskay, which was carrying 250,000 bottles of whisky. So after the boat ran aground, the crew were taken off and they were sent to some of the islanders' houses to spend the night. But some of the islanders went out to the boat to steal some of the whisky. And this went on for quite a while. I don't know how long, but during the night, and they used the Eriskay Ponies to help bring some of the loads back to shore. Some people were eventually caught, some went to jail in Inverness for a short while. But if you're interested in knowing more about that story and what happened, then I recommend watching the film or reading the book, which was written before the film. There's two versions of the film, but apparently the better one is the one from 1949. Around the island you'll come across information about the priest Father Allan MacDonald, who was the parish priest on Eriskay for 12 years. Father Allan helped to raise money to build a new church on Eriskay, which was opened in 1903, and he was granted permission from the Pope to say Mass on one of the fishing boats every May. He was dedicated to preserving and promoting Gaelic at a time when the language was declining in Scotland. He fought tirelessly for the rights of the islanders, particularly during a time when Eriskay faced extreme poverty.
Forced evictions from neighbouring islands to Eriskay led to overcrowding, insufficient sanitation and harsh living conditions due to the absence of proper housing. His dedicated efforts played a crucial role in enhancing the lives of these families on Eriskay, until he died in 1905 of influenza at the age of 46. I stopped for lunch in the pub called Am Politician. In the pub you can find books and information on the local area, as well as pictures of the ship, the SS Politician, which was the ship that ran aground here with thousands of whisky bottles on board.
So just before I drive back to South Uist across the road bridge again, I thought I'd have a drive around Eriskay, around the roads I haven't walked down, just to see if I can find these Eriskay ponies, because apparently they're supposed to be everywhere. I think they're hiding because it's so windy today. But while I was driving around, I spotted this abandoned house behind me. So I'm going to go and have a look at that first.
I'm surprised how much is left in here actually. That looks like an old cooker, and that's some kind of cabinet. I'm not going to walk inside the room because I don't know whether it's safe or not, so I'm just going to stand here at the door and film. There's some shelves here just behind the door, and as you look through there you can see into the other room. So I still don't want to go in just in case, but it's just nice to have a look round and see what these old houses were like. And this is the back side of the house, so all the windows are gone. It's the old bathroom, and you can just see the stairs through there. And this one has a cupboard here. There's still some pairs of shoes, and it looks like there's still some clothes in it. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to go and walk up this hill because I've heard that the ponies are up here, which is probably why I haven't seen them down in the village. Just after passing the water here on the hill, I can just about make out the ponies in the distance, so I'll head towards them.
So at last I found the Eriskay ponies. Here they are near the top of the hill. So if you come to Eriskay in spring or summer, then if you can't see the ponies walking around, you'll need to come up the hill, unfortunately. It's not a very nice walk because it's very boggy. So my whole foot has been sucked into the bog, especially near, there's a mini loch here, and around there it's very boggy, so try and avoid that area. I don't know why they're put here in spring and summer. I think it's to do with maybe stopping them eating the crops or something at a lower level. I'm not sure, but I've seen lots of other people's pictures where they're down in the village. But up here they've got a fence around this area so they can't roam all over the hill. So if you come up here to look for the fence, and then you know you're in the right direction. They've got quite a fluffy coat on them. Must be because it's cold here a lot. They're very tame as well. They're not running away from me, which is nice. But I'm a big horse fan, so this was really important for me to come and find them. The horses are quite small as well. I mean, I'm only 5'1", and this is an adult and it's shorter than me a little bit. So it's not quite as short as a Shetland pony. A Shetland pony probably about that height, I think. But it's still, compared to the horses I ride at home, it's still quite small. I've got a good angle here for this one in front. Hello. So once you reach this part where the horses are, it's not boggy up here. It's much better to walk round. That might be part of the reason why they've got a fence around this bit, because then it's easier for the horses to walk on, because the boggy bits down there, they really were quite bad, especially near the water. So now I'm back on the island of South Uist. Behind me you can just see the road bridge connecting South Uist and Eriskay. So I've just come across that a few minutes ago. So that's the end of today's video. Join me on the next video where I'll be having a look around one of the other islands in this group. And I hope you liked the video. If you did, please leave me a comment, like or subscribe to help the algorithm. I'm still trying to grow my channel. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.